Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Journey Songs. How you doing? How has your last couple of weeks been? I hope you've been keeping well and you've had some positive times over the last 2 weeks. Um, let's just say hello to a few of you now. I've got a very full episode up ahead. This has been the most complicated song by far to prepare for you, and I'll explain why in a bit. But anyway, I'd like to say hello. We've got a lot of people here, which is great. Thank you all for joining me again. And Neil is first. Hello, everyone. Hi, Neil, the moderator and inceptor, is that a word, of the Journey Songs community page on Facebook. Hello, Neil. Good to see you. Ezria. Hello, Clark. Hello, everyone. Hi, Ezria. Great you're here. Claire, hi Clark and everyone. Hello Claire, how are you? Glad you could make it. And Paul saying hello. How you doing, Paul? Thanks for dropping in and joining us. And Sarah, hi all. Hello Sarah, how's it going? Hope you're well. Alice, good morning, Clark. Happy to be here. Good morning to you, Alice. Good afternoon to me, and good night to a lot of you as well. Nice to see you, Megan. Greetings from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. Hello, Megan. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us, Setsuko. This is Setsuko from Japan. Great, Setsuko. It's really lovely to know already that we've got people from all around the world because the Mother Tree is about that, and we'll get to that in a minute. Hi, Setsuko. Konbanwa. And Emma. Hi, Clark and everyone. Has your cough gone away? Yeah, it has, Emma. Thank you very much, and hi to you too. Yeah, I'm clear of it now. I'm fine. I don't have any excuses. And who else have we got here? We've got Marcia. Hi, Clark. Heard Mother Tree for the first time and love it already. Great. And after every song you sang on the live stream, I think this is my favourite song. Wow. So it's impossible to choose one favourite, and I don't have that with many artists. Proof that you are one of the best songwriters. Ooh, I want to finish that. You are really a beautiful person inside and out. Thank you very much, Marshall. What a lovely message again. Really, I appreciate that very much. I'm so pleased that the Mother Tree has touched you because this has come late in the day, isn't it? I mean, it's episode 44. Um, I'm really pleased to hear that. I held it back for good reason because it's so difficult. Thanks, Marcia. Josh, good morning. This is Josh from Maine. Hey, Josh, how are you doing? And Elizabeth, hello, Clark, and everyone from cold and snowy Toronto. This is my self-care hour today, and I'm pumped up for today's episode. Great, Elizabeth. I'm really glad. Let's make it a good one, okay? And good vibes all round, which it should be with a song like this. Fatima is saying, hello, everyone. Hello, Fatima. Good that you could join us again. Paul, up in Aberdeen. Hi, Clark. Hope you're well. I like these songs that go with a bit of a swing. I'm looking forward to the live performance. That's really cool, Paul, because I like those too. Don't know if you remember New Day Ahead. From the Wide Awake album. It has a kind of a similar groove, you know, everybody wants to rule the world. It's what we call a shuffle. I like those two a lot. Don't do them enough, but you can overdo them a bit. So anyway, I think the Mother Tree actually probably was my first attempt, although maybe Rain Dance was a bit that way. Anyway, I digress. Carol, good afternoon, Clark and everyone. Hello, Carol. Nice to see you. And David, Detroit sends its regards, Clark. Thank you, David. Regards back to Detroit. What a city that has blessed the world with such music. Susanna, hi, Clark. Hi, everyone. Buenas tardes. Greetings from La Coruña, Spain. Greetings to you, Susanna. Interesting that you come from Spain because that's a formative part of the story today, actually, you know, in a lovely way. It's Arthur. Hi, Clark. How are you? I'm Arthur Safin. I hope that everything is going good. Yes, thank you, Arthur, very much. And thanks for reminding me of how to say your name in English. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot, man. Great you could join us again. Hope you're keeping well. And Lucretia, woohoo! Hi, Clark. Hi, everyone. So good to be here with you all. Looking forward to the story and the song very much today. Clipper tea at the ready, Clark. Very good. Okay, this is it. Tea time. Or coffee or whatever. Because I talk so much in Journey songs, as you probably know by now. This is partly the reason I have to have so much tea, just so that I don't wear my voice out by the time I get to sing. Yes, Clipper tea, only the best. And who have we got here? We've got Antonia. Goedemiddag, fijn om weer jou te zien, Clark. Gisteren voor het eerste naar buiten na 6 weken, 6 weken binnen zitten en het was fijn. Morgen controle naar ziekenhuis. Okay, so Antonia is saying that she's happy to see me and all of us. And yesterday was the first time she was able to go outside in 6 weeks, I think. Is that right? And it was fine because she's been sitting inside for 6 weeks. And tomorrow she's going back to the hospital for appointment. Did I get that right, Antonia? Anyway, so good that you're recovering. We all sent you good vibes, and we want to continue to because we want to see you 100% healthy again. Excellent. Few more, then I'll come back to you. Zena, hi Clark, hi all community family. Hope you're well. Thanks a lot, Zena. Are you well? I hope everyone is well here. That's important. And Jane, hi from frozen Denver. It's -5. That's -20 degrees centigrade. -20. It was -8 here, and I was frozen. Wow. Stay warm, Jane. And who have I not said hello to? Did I? I'm sorry, I sometimes forget this after I said hello. Simon. Hi, hello, Clark, and good afternoon, everyone. Looking forward to this. Simon at Hailsham FM. Hey, Simon, how you doing? Good to see you again. Please tell Nikki that I will do the ID. Sorry that you weren't able to extract it from WhatsApp, so I will do it, okay? And I haven't forgotten the CDs for your friend. Okay, and Rosillo. Hello guys, can't post on Facebook for some reason, but I'm here. Rocio, you're on YouTube. That's a great place to watch it. I think it's going to kind of center around YouTube more and more, actually. So anyway, good you could make it. And Kimberly's saying, hello Clark, hello all. And I'm going to just say hello very quickly to Isabel. Hey Isabel, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And I'm just going to put the brakes on there, seeing where I left off. And come back to everyone's wonderful greetings. And I just really want to start because it's quite a long episode, this, 'cause it's quite a long song, actually. You might have noticed that the lyrics are very long. So next, in 2 weeks, the next episode, there will be a formal... Oh, you know what I've done? Sorry, let me just quickly change something. Sorry, everyone. This is very important. Or was that all right? No, it's fine. Yeah, that's it. Give me 1 second. Okay. So what I had to do is I just had to change a setting so that this particular picture is the same whenever I change scenes. So I now have to wait for it to be applied to all the scenes, which is not ideal. So anyway, yes, in 2 weeks I'll do the next Journey Songs episode, and that's the one where I think I'm going to be launching the pre-order for Journey Songs 2. So it's a big one, okay? I hope you can make it. I'm actually going to try and cancel this because I think it's got stuck, and that would be a real drag if it has. Okay, it doesn't look good at the moment, folks. I just did something and it looks like it's frozen. So anyway, 2 weeks time, Journey Songs, and oh, there we go. It's managed to finish it. Journey Songs 2, I will be doing the pre-order, and there's a lot involved in that. It's very different to the first one, so we'll come back to that. And of course, the Mother Tree is on there. In a remixed and remastered form. So whereas in Journey Songs 1 the Rain Dance album was remastered, this is remixed and remastered, so it sounds actually quite different from the original Tomorrow version, which is where it first appeared, actually in 2006 when I went under the name of Night Fox. So a little bit of history about how I recorded this. I recorded this at Real World primarily, and this is Peter Gabriel's personal studio at Real World, where he allowed me to work in there for quite some months. Um, and so that's where I did most of the recording for this track. And here's me at the time, ponytail at the ready and bouzouki in hand, recording the Mother Tree and other songs. But it was a big song in this particular studio setup. And this is one you might enjoy, actually. This is me doing a bit of mixing. And I don't know if you can see right in the middle there, I've got a plate of biscuits. Um, oh, yes, there they are. I've got two plates this time. I'm going to need it after this episode. And here's me, and more importantly, James McNally, who I have mentioned to you before in a previous episode of Journey Songs. I think it was Forever, where I talked about him as an Irish whistle player. Here he is playing the accordion. He was All-Ireland champion on the accordion. Fantastic player. And he plays an Irish drum called a baron. He's an incredible multi-instrumentalist as well as a keyboard player. But there he was recording on the Mother Tree at the time. So yeah, the Mother Tree has an accordion on it. It's all in there. Okay, so before I go any further, I just wanted to show you those pictures. I'd found them and I'd waited for this song to show you those moments of the history of Making Tomorrow, because it was very particular to Mother Tree. Okay, let's just go back to say hello, because I know that Sue's saying, hi Clark and everyone, hope you're all well. I love Sundays with this group. That's great, Sue. So do I. So do I. And we've got Samantha, Sam saying, hi Clark and everyone from us in Gloucestershire. Hope you have all had a great week. Really looking forward to the story behind the song. And Lottie is too, who is revising for her mock exam, which is on Tuesday. Wow, good luck, Lottie. She shouldn't be watching this because she should be revising. If you are, Lottie, really good luck to you. Excellent. Okay. Who have we? I've said Sarah. Vanessa. I haven't said hello to you. Hello, Clark. Hello to all. I hope you and your family are well, Clark. Yeah, all good. Thank you, Vanessa. Very good. Thanks. Looking forward to the story behind this song. I hope you and yours are well too. Yeah, I'm glad you're looking forward to this story. It's quite involved. Okay. Who have I not said? I might have not. I might have said hello to you, Elizabeth, already. I've just brewed some steeped tea. I'm all set to enjoy every moment with all of you. Oh, this is some loose leaf tea there. Professional. Professional tea drinker. Gary, finally a day off work so I can watch Clark live. Yippee, Gary, great you could make it. And thank you for joining us on your day off. I mean, I appreciate that. I really do. Thanks a lot. Russ, afternoon all from Devices UK, from myself and Juanita. Clark, hope you are fully recovered from the lurgy. I am. Thanks a lot, Russ. I am. And I'm so relieved. Yeah, that was bad. Anyway, I hope you're both well. Thanks for joining us. Fantastic. Where you are in the world plays an important part in the story as well. And we've got Melanie. Hi, Clark. Hope you're feeling better. I am indeed, Melanie. Much better. I'm there now. Randy, we are here. Hey, Randy, how are you doing? I don't know if it's just two of you, one of you, or you've got a whole team there, because I know you've had friends join you in the past. So anyway, welcome very much. I'm glad you're with us. And Sally Ann is saying, afternoon, everyone. Afternoon to you, Sally Ann. And okay. And lastly, just for now, Moya in Ireland. Hi, Clark and everyone. Watching you here in drizzly Kildare with Mom, Rita. Hello, Rita. And the dogs. Mom sent her best wishes. Best wishes to you, Rita. Best wishes to you, Moya. I hope you're going to enjoy this one. It's interesting. Yes, we'll get to it. Okay, I'll come back, everyone. I know where I've left off, all right? I know where I've left off. I very quickly say hello to Andlieb. Hello, Clark. Happy to see you. It's raining here and windy. Oh, wow. You know what? It seems to be everywhere in the world. Okay. So, everyone, I am going to quickly do something. I've got strange kind of camera things going on today, but I can't do anything about it. Okay, never mind. Because I can see that actually the top is chopped off here. Give me 1 second. This is very unprofessional. It's not usually like this. I think things are beginning to kind of fall down a bit. Hang on. Oh, yeah, marginally better. Totally unprofessional. Well, that's the way it is. It's a live stream. Okay, I've never done that before. I'm so sorry. It's what it is. I could just see that things were beginning to kind of fall down, and you were losing the top of my head. Not a good thing. I wouldn't like that either, to lose the top of my head. Okay, everyone. Let's go to Mother Tree and what it's about. And I want to say before I start that Mother Tree is um, Mother Tree is about my experience in developing a relationship with the planet beyond just being an environmentalist. Because I found environmentalism after a while was, lacking in depth. I mean, it was great intentions and the science behind it is, unarguable, but um, there was something missing in it for me. And that was really to try and answer the question, why are we doing this to our home planet, the only planet we know of that can support life? And I felt I needed to develop a deeper connection. So I want you to know that whatever I'm going to describe here is purely from my own perspective and my own journey. It's not a reflection on anyone else. All right. If you find some commonality in it, great. But please know that you know, I'm going to talk from a very personal perspective, and um, I'm glad you're all here. But I do want to talk about how divided we are, and that's what the Mother Tree is about. I'm not talking about politically here. That's one thing, and it's more that the Mother Tree really was about me wanting to create a deeper relationship with the planet. And growing up in the south of England, um, there I am. You've seen that picture already with my West Ham bag. I don't know if you can see that. Um, I I was taught a version of history that was very particular to where I was from. So I grew up in the south of England, and our timelines historically are measured in terms of the reigns of kings and queens. So, and those eras are still called, the Georgian era, the Victorian era, the Edwardian era, the Elizabethan era. And I mean, I understand why they exist, okay? Um, but it was a bit remote from me because it was all about, you know, these people that were always out of reach, and I was never going to be part of. So, so I think that the thing is, all of us, no matter where we're from, are taught creation myths. Now, that can be a creation myth about us racially, in terms of nationality. It can be a creation myth about us in terms of religion. There's all kinds of things where we're told this is how it began, and this is who we are, and this is why we are. But inevitably, it separates us because it immediately says to all of us from a very young age, you're different to those people over there because you're this. And this was something that really troubled me and didn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, um, let me fast forward now, and you know what, folks? I have to fix this. I'm really sorry. I have to fix the fact that there's something going on with the camera. Give me 1 second, okay? Just talk amongst yourselves. That has got to be the most unprofessional I've been the whole time. Oh well. But I could see it going the wrong way, so sorry about that, everyone. Okay. Now, Yes, so when we're taught these creation myths, okay, the thing is that what it tends to do, I think, is that rather than unite us, it isolates us. And we've all had it. I mean, think about it. When you just from your nationality, you grow up learning to identify primarily with your nationality first. So if someone says, you know, what are you? We invariably say what nationality we are, or we say what religion we are, or, sometimes we say what we are racially, or whatever it is. And it's very odd that very few of us say we're human first. That kind of is something that we tend to say later on. Of course, we're all human. No, 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 hang on. We are human first. All this other stuff is glitter. We are one human race with all kinds of differences that are predominantly manufactured. So, growing up in southern England, I was basically told what I wasn't. Our identity came from what I wasn't, not what I was. So, I wasn't royal. I wasn't from the north, which is cooler than the south, where the Beatles and all the great bands are from. Of course, there are great bands from London too. And I wasn't all kinds of things, and something that became very important to me as I wanted to develop this more spiritual connection with the planet, and I felt the need to, was that I obviously looked at the ancient peoples of Britain first. That was my starting point. Who were the ancient peoples of Britain? Because I knew they had a strong connection with their land and with the planet, and they were the Celts. But the problem is, growing up in England, is that you're taught that you're not Celtic. You're Anglo-Saxon. And I'm not going to bore you too much with this because I know this is very provincial, okay? But it's really just to give you an idea of my journey, and maybe you can ramify it for yourselves as well. The Anglo-Saxons basically were Danish and Northern Germans who came here about 1,600 years ago, and not in great numbers actually. And they started to live here, and they lived here for many years. And it wasn't really explained. Did they wipe the Celtic people out? Did the Celtic people see them coming and just pack their bags and move up to, the traditional Celtic places of Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, Ireland, etc.? So I didn't quite get that, because if you think about it, Stonehenge and Avebury Stone Circle and the majority of the temples from prehistory in the British Isles are actually in southern England, and they date back to at least 5,000 years ago. So I couldn't quite understand, well, why can't I be part of that? Because this Anglo-Saxon world, which is very interesting, by the way, it's not like I was against it, was a post-Christian group of people. They were a Christianized group of people. They weren't the originals who really had that strong connection with the land. So I started looking into this, and it was very interesting. Actually, I've got a picture of Stonehenge here. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Stonehenge, we all know what that is. And in my journey of discovery, I realized that actually it's way beyond whether I can call myself or relate to the Celtic world or not. It goes way beyond that, because the more I researched, the more I started to get into, well, who the Celts were. Well, they were a pan-European people. And then who did they interact with? Well, then you started to deal with all the ancient peoples of the world, and you discovered, or I discovered, and many of you I'm sure are aware of this, their commonality. Their symbols were the same. They often constructed pyramids, or they had underground chambers that were similar to one another from totally different parts of the world. Even language is closely related to one another. Their understanding of mathematics very similar, of navigation very similar, because contrary to what we're told as kids, they circumnavigated the globe. They were incredible. I mean, from all walks of life. So without getting too deep into this, I started to realize that actually, we have this common root of an ancient peoples, and over time we've been separated by this kind of overlay of these creation myth stories. So And I quickly want to mention before I go any further, just so that my friends in Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, and Ireland, and all the other Celtic places in the world that exist, you know that I love those parts of the land. This has nothing to do with the politics of it. You know, everyone deserves to be represented the way they want to be represented. It's nothing to do with that. It's a spiritual connection. And in actual fact, I started the mother tree by calling it Druid Tree. Originally, it was called Druid Tree. I was going to play you a recording of that, but it's going to be on Journey Songs too. And it was my search for the roots of ancient Britain, or Albion, as it was called. And then, as I made those connections more and more with the rest of Europe, I started to expand, and I called it Europa's Tree. And then, the more I got into it, I realized that I needed to call it the Mother Tree, because we all had this interconnectivity, these roots that we go back to that are so similar, and of course, essentially, are exactly the same to begin with. Though that's kind of lost in the epoch of time. So, that was the journey of the song, and interestingly, I had released the track in 2006 on the original version of Tomorrow under the name of Night Fox, and in that same year, on the autumn equinox of 2006, the Scotsman, a newspaper in Scotland obviously, published a really amazing story, and you know they were the only ones to publish it, which hats off to them, only ones to publish this. And after all that journey I made, and I travelled around the world in my discoveries of ancient peoples and the commonality of their traditions and their philosophies of the world, I found this article, We're Nearly All Celts Under the Skin. And it's really fascinating because it's really about the fact that a professor called Professor Brian Sykes, who's a human geneticist at Oxford University, did some research and discovered some interesting facts. And that is, this goes back to me now, okay? But this is about how we're taught what we're not, because in Scotland and Wales and Cornwall and Ireland, as an example, they're quite rightly taught that their heritage is Celtic. Fantastic, and so they should be. And they have a Celtic language still, which in England we don't appear to have. We have one that's altered, you know, it's become this hybrid language. But what was interesting genetically, which is not everything, okay, but genetically, it's not necessarily cultural. About 64% of people are descended from the Celts. And the Celts, by the way, who came to Britain primarily came, remember I said this to you, Susanna, primarily came from Spain. So this shows, you know, how we're all a mix. We always have been. How wonderful. 64% of British people are descended from those Celts who came from Spain to ancient Britain, outnumbering the descendants of Anglo-Saxons by about 3 to 1. So we're by far more Celtic than not, genetically speaking. The proportion of Celts is only slightly higher in Scotland at 73%. Wales is the most Celtic part genetically, with 83%. This was his research anyway. So he said this, which is really interesting. And again, I hope everyone understands this is my own personal story, because I needed to find a sense of connection with the land that I'm from, let alone the planet. You may have already been able to have that because you were raised differently to me. So Professor Brian Sykes says, basically, the cornerstone of Celtic identity is that they are not English. And I have to laugh because there is a bit of truth in that. However, to try to base that, as some do, on the idea that it's not far beneath the surface that Celtic countries are somehow descended from a race of Celts which the English are not, is not right. We're all descended from the same people. Now, ramify that, everyone. Beyond this whole Celtic thing, we're all descended from the same people, all of us, no matter skin colour, gender, nationality, religious beliefs, whatever it is, or non-beliefs. So, he goes on to say, it should dispel any idea of trying to base what is a cultural identity on a genetic difference, because there really isn't one. And we can ramify that all around the world. So I thought that was really wonderful. Um, so I come back to this. I ask myself, well, why am I told that I'm not Celtic? And this is something that I was told in England, you understand. I'm not, this is not about Scots or Welsh or Cornish or Irish, it's about England. Um, and then I'm going to quote a line from the song, Mother Tree. Divide the people, conquer the world. Divide the people, conquer the world. And again, I'm not necessarily saying politically. I'm not being, you know, the musician fist up in the air in front of everyone making these kind of empty global statements. It's not as simple as that. But this starts with just a basic understanding of our commonality and why we have to overcome this sense of isolation and create a better degree of a sense of unity, a deeper degree. Because our relationship with the planet depends on it. Because if we can't have one part of the world doing something positive for the planet and another part not, we're all in this together. So there's a good reason behind it. Okay, so just going to quickly check in with you, and then I'm going to zoom ahead actually, because I think probably some of you are commenting on this. Here we go. Chris. Hey Chris, how you doing? I hear what you're saying and totally agree. There's an identity order which in Liverpool is reversed because people say they are Scouse before English, if you get my meaning. That means if you're a Scouse, you're Liverpudlian. The identity... Oops, sorry, Chris, I lost you there. The identity order is quite rigid and shouldn't be so defined. Yeah, well said, Chris. Well said. I know exactly what you said, and that's a very honest point. It's interesting that, isn't it? It can be very kind of local and very provincial. I mean, this is something that I found as well. Okay, Tristan. Hey, Tristan. Isolation has become more of a problem in the world. The last few years has made it worse. I agree, Tristan, I agree. I really think, I mean, this might sound slightly conspiratorial, but I think there's an effort to keep us more divided. I really do. Because I think that we are becoming more globalized. That's got its problems, but it's also got its benefits, because I think people are beginning to see much commonality in terms of not just what we have to gain together, but what we have to lose and what we're challenged by. We all face very similar problems, not always identical. Yeah. Good point. Let's see, who else have we got here? Sarah's saying, I'm from Wiltshire. We are excellent at random stone formations. Exactly, Sarah. where Stonehenge, etc. is. Very good. And Neil, I can see you saying randomly stoned. Very good. Ha. Okay. So, Emma is saying, are you talking about the past now? Yes, Emma, exactly. I'm talking about ancient history. So we're talking about, before 5,000 years ago, all through because they were not necessarily Celts, by the way. They were the original Britons, and we know virtually nothing about them. The Celts came from elsewhere. Fascinating stuff. But anyway, it does ramify to the world, and we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, and Choose 80s, hello both of you. Have you studied ley lines, Clark? Fascinating stuff. Yes, ley lines is this concept that energy lines run all over the world and are interconnected. And they are places of great power, but they're also places that can be disrupted, and the health of the earth depends very much on them. It's a very interesting concept, and yes, I have to a degree. Alice is saying, I love Wales. Yeah, I do too. I've met some beautiful people from there, and my husband's side has roots in Wales. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I love Wales. The Welsh have the best flag of the flags I think in Europe, actually. The dragon is pretty cool. Anyway, okay, lots of people mentioning Wales, actually. Jane is saying, I love the ancient people so much. They have the right idea about so many things. I love the stone circles and stone tombs they built. I think I may have lived a past life then. Probably you have, Jane. Probably we all have. And maybe that's why so many of us resonate with a lot of their philosophies. Yeah, interesting. Moya is saying, sadly, in Ireland, our language is not loved and treasured as it should be. A lot of this is due to how it is taught in schools. Always knew you were a Celt, Clark. You're so creative. Thank you very much, Moya. That's very kind of you. Um, and okay, where are we? Lucretia saying, exactly, and don't get me started on the ancient Egyptians. We're coming to them. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Okay. Where are we? Sue is saying, I'm 95% Scottish, although I grew up in Essex. Yeah, we're all kinds of things now. We're all kinds of things now. But you know what? When you grow up in a place and you have a pride in your culture and your history, that's totally cool. I really get that. From my perspective, I didn't really understand our history because it didn't go further than 1,600 years ago, even though it did, and we were told nothing about it. What happened from 1,600 years ago to 5,000 years ago and before? That's what I wanted to find out. Anyway, because those people had the deep connection with the planet. That's why. Okay, so let's see. Who else have we got here? Russ is saying, very interesting, Clark. I did a DNA test recently which confirmed what I knew part of my heritage is, Irish and German. But also, surprisingly, one I didn't know, Scandinavian, maybe a bit of Viking. Love the story about the Spanish tribes. Cool, Russ. That must be exciting. I love that. I love that. I haven't done that test yet, and I really want to. But, of course, all of these things are very, very interesting. But we are who we are, aren't we? You know, we've become who we've become over our individual lives, and hopefully these kind of results of understanding our genetic history just make us understand how interrelated we are. That's really what I wanted to say. And Hala has just arrived. Oh, hi everyone, just arrived home. Phew, well done, Hala. Yes, everyone else can fill Hala in. Well, we'll do that actually with the lyrics now. Let's get to the lyrics, but cup of tea, everyone. Okay. I was born in the strangest time. I had no roots that I could find. People living in rows and lines started me digging. Where, oh, where's the forgotten tree? The many branches of one family whose roots come down to you and me. Why is it hidden? So I searched the earth and I searched the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines, from the Andes up to the northern Rockies. I will not stop till I find me the mother tree. And that, of course, is Machu Picchu in the Andes. Well, our tongues were tied and our hands were bound, people robbed of common ground. When the new boss came to town, the old ways started dying. Now, this picture is the heaviest picture of all. These are witch burnings when this happened in Europe and in the Americas as well. When basically, and this happened worldwide, when the old earth-loving peoples were brutalized really by the new incoming peoples that were often from, you know, some of the big organized religions. And it was a terrible period of time. I looked for clues, but what I heard was truth twisted, history blurred. Divide the people, conquer the world. But the tree survived. It's a cool picture, isn't it? So I searched the earth and I searched the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines, from the highlands to the Aegean Sea. I will not stop, I will not stop. And the highlands, I'm talking about the highlands of Scotland, and the Aegean Sea being ancient Hellas, Greece. Yeah, I searched the earth and I searched the sky. Beyond the shores and borderlines, I will cross the Nile to the Kalahari. I will not stop till I find me the mother tree. From the Himalayas to Ayers Rock, which is now renamed Uluru, quite rightly, that's the Aboriginal name. I wasn't aware of that at the time, so I'm going to maybe change the lyric for the new Journey Songs 2 version. But anyway, this is what it is now. From the Himalayas to Ayers Rock, I'm scaling the walls and I'm picking the locks. And I'm discovering that each of us came from the indigenous. And this is really important, folks, because we often say the indigenous people over here and we're the rest over here. Actually, we are from those people, as they are as well. So we shouldn't see them as somehow this isolated small group of people that have barely survived throughout history. No, they are us and we are them, and we have to learn from one another, and they've got a lot to teach us. Where, oh, where is the mother tree? Gonna hunt the mystery. From the northern lights to the Caspian Sea. Why is it hidden? Gonna find that magic wood and bring the seeds back home for good to plant in my old neighborhood. I feel it. I feel it coming. I'm literally in my old neighborhood now. Again, love that picture. What a sweetie. So I searched the earth and I searched the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines, going up the Indus and down the Yangtze. I will not stop. I will not stop. Yeah, I searched the earth and I searched the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines. I will sail the Shannon in search of thee, and I will not stop till I find me the mother tree. And the Shannon, in case you didn't know, of course Moya does, is the main river in Ireland. And I finish by saying, from the Yucatan in Mexico, I'm on my way to Hokkaido in Japan and Spirits Bay, which is in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So there, finishing with Chichen Itza in the Yucatan, ancient Mayan temple, and me in Japan. I think you've seen that picture before, probably. Okay, cup of tea, then song time. Let's just check in with you all, see how you're doing. Quite a lot, isn't there, this time? Okay. Where are we doing, everyone? Okay, Vanessa is saying, divided and letting us live in fear of COVID, higher prices, all things that limit our freedom. I don't believe the conspiracy theories, but there is definitely something there, and the media does not play a pretty role in this. I do agree, Vanessa, the media does not play a pretty role in us perceiving difference. Yep, well said. Nihal, I must say you did great at actually explaining this topic in a clear and understandable way. Thanks, Nihal. I needed to hear that. As I was going through this has taken me days because I wrote it a long time ago and I had to get back into what the journey was of writing the song, even though I still take a very clear interest in ancient history and history in general. So I'm glad it kind of makes sense. And, okay. Where are we? As Ria's saying, I always so enjoy watching the images sharing by Clark while he reads the lyrics. Good, Ezria. I actually enjoy finding the right ones. I take a bit of time because they are, they explain a lot as well. Cool. Okay. Where are we now? Jacqueline is actually asking, hey Clark, how are you? Very good. Thanks, Jacqueline. Yeah, I'm doing very well. I'm glad I got through this. Okay. Chris is saying, hey Chris, how you doing? Interesting how the date for Christmas and Easter, to a lesser extent, fall close to the fall and spring equinoxes. Yes, indeed, or rather the winter solstice and spring equinox. Absolutely, incredibly close, yes, and there are reasons behind that because, of course, they were pre-Christian celebrations that got assimilated. Yes, indeed. Fascinating stuff. Okay, and David is saying, Clark, you need to be a professor of history. I wanted to be an archaeologist when I was very young. In that picture you saw of me earlier, that's what I wanted to be. And then I got into music. How wild is that? Thanks, David. Maybe one day. Choose 80 said, you should write a book on this, Clark. Yeah. Well, there are a lot of books on it. I don't think I could add anything, but maybe I can write a book about my personal journey that will kind of incorporate some of this because it is important to me. Okay, and let me just say this. I know I just heard from David, but I do want to flash up something he said earlier. We are all human and part of the earth. Yes, David, and that's really important. That's really important. It's a great statement. You managed to say it in one sentence, and I took about 50 minutes over it. Thank you, David. Okay. So, yes, a lot of it. Ros is saying digging the archaeology way. Yes, very good. Digging the archaeology. That was a good one, Ros. I won't forget that you said that. Okay. Everyone, I think it's time for a cup of tea again. Then we'll do the song. And the song has a lot of lyrics, so I have to now get the lyrics up. And believe me with this one, because every chorus is different. I don't know if you caught that when you were listening. It's not that the chorus is exactly the same. They all have extra lyrics in them because I describe different places I'm journeying to discover the roots of humanity. So I'm going to be reading as I'm performing the lyrics probably the whole time. I doubt if I look at the camera much, so bear with me. Cup of tea, everyone, okay? Oh yeah, very good. Clipper. Okay, everyone. How you doing? You all hanging on in there with my somewhat laborious explanation? Okay. Here we go. Got to remember all of this. Yeah. Here we go. I was born in the strangest... No, I wasn't. I was born in the strangest time. I had no roots that I could find. People living in rows and lines started me digging. Say, where, oh, where's the forgotten tree? The many branches of humanity whose roots come down to you and me. Why is it hidden? So I searched the earth and I searched the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines from the islands. You know what? I'm sorry, everyone. It was too much. I'm going to start this again. Okay. I was born in the strangest time. I had no roots that I could find. People living in rows and lines started me digging. So where, oh, where's the forgotten tree? The many branches of humanity whose roots come down to you and me. Why is it hidden? So I searched the earth and I searched the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines, from the Andes up to the northern Rockies. I will not stop till I find me the mother tree. Well, our tongues were tied and our hands were bound. People robbed of common ground. When the new boss came to town, the old ways started dying. I looked for clues, but what I heard was truth twisted, history blurred. Divide the people, conquer the world, but the trees survived. So I searched the earth and I searched the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines, from the highlands to the Aegean Sea. No, I will not stop, I will not stop. No, I searched the earth and I searched the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines. I will cross the Nile to the Kalahari. I will not stop till I find me the mother tree. From the Himalayas to Ayers Rock, I'm scaling the walls and I'm picking the locks, and I'm discovering that each of us came from the indigenous. Where, oh, lights to the Caspian Sea. Why is it hidden? Gonna find that magic wood, bring the seeds back home for good, to plant in my old neighborhood. I feel it coming. So I search the earth and I search the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines, going up the Indus and down the Yangtze. I will not stop, I will not stop. Yeah, I search the earth and I search the sky, beyond the shores and borderlines. I will sail the Shannon in search of thee, and I will not stop till I find me the mother tree. From the Yucatan I'm on my way to Hokkaido and Spirits Bay. Wow, that was not easy to get through. Thanks for hanging on in there with me, everyone, with a quite a long false start there. It's a lot to learn, that song, and especially because I actually never played it on piano. This was a bouzouki song. So interesting. I had to kind of relearn it in this way. Very different. Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's see. And Vanessa saying thank you for this wonderful performance. Outstanding. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate that. And Ezria is saying, from the Yucatan, I'm on my way to Hokkaido and Spirits Bay. Exactly, Ezria. And Fatima is saying that was awesome. Oh, cool. I'm glad it came across, everyone. And Hala is giving the all clear. Great. Chris saying brilliantly done. Thanks, Chris. And Tristan is saying that was a brilliant performance. Loved it. Great, Tristan. I'm so glad. You know what? It'd be great to do this live with a full band. It would be very exciting. That will happen one day. And where are we? Oh, Bob, there you are. Hey, Bob. Glad you enjoyed that. Okay, Sarah's saying, no coincidence that we use the terms family tree and branches with all things genealogical. Very true, Sarah. Yes, there's more to it, isn't there? Lucretia's saying, yay, thank you, Clark. See you next time. Love your song. Yes, see you next time, Lucretia. See you all next time. I'm just wanting to say a few more messages. Who have we got here? Megan, thank you for doing... Oh, sorry, Megan. Thank you for doing this live stream and performing this song. You're very welcome, Megan. And Zena's saying, thank you, Clark. Amazing as usual. Thank you, too. Neil is saying, we all love the effort you put into preparing for this. Thanks very much, Neil. It's not always the most slick presentation, but especially not today, but that happens sometimes. Nihal, dear Clark, great performance. Don't let this song die. Have your kids grow up hearing this song just like we did. This music inspired me to start a new chapter in life. Wonderful, Nihal. Fantastic to hear. Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. And Juanita is saying, great song. Really enjoyed it. Thanks, Juanita. I'm glad you did. And everyone, right at the end, Randy's saying, loved it. I'm glad you did. And Garcia is saying, fantastic. I didn't say hello to you already, Garcia. And Laura, fabulous performance. Clark, where you are, Laura? There you are. Fabulous performance, Clark. Thanks, Laura. And Roger, sorry, I'm late, Clark. We'll catch it back later. Yeah, do that, Roger. It's well worth it, but bear in mind there's a false start with the performance. Don't worry about that too much, though. And Pranav, how you doing, Pranav? These episodes are so incredibly thought-provoking. Thank you, Pranav. Thanks very much for joining us again and your ongoing support, everyone. Okay, everyone, I'm going to sign off there. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Like I say, Journey Songs 2 pre-order starts in 2 weeks. Taking a while to put this together. It's going to be very exciting. Thank you for joining me. Next time it'll be smoother. I'll tighten up whatever was beginning to drop then. And have a great couple of weeks, yeah? And yeah, you know what? If you're not aware of it already, ancient history is a fascinating thing, and you'll find a lot of synchronicity between where you're from and the ancients of other parts of the world, because really we are one human family. with that, and then we're all these other things. Okay, take care, everyone. Much love to you. Adios.